Welcome to the Libra Lounge with Keisha podcast. I'm your host, Keisha. I've got producer James in the studio.
Hey,
You know, something that really just bugs me, and I don't know if it bothers anyone else, but I think that it's a very odd thing. And like, I always want to ask other people what they think about it, but then I feel weird asking other people what they think about this. So, like on Facebook, someone will post, oh, so and so has gone home to be with the Lord. Basically, it's their version of an obituary, right?
right.
So they make that post. And it's like, okay,
Not a full obituary, but one of
but you're,
those,
you're
hey, this
announcing
person
that
died.
someone passed away,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So you're like, yo, God, that's awful. You do the prayer hand emojis and so you're sorry to hear that and all this and that. And then 20 minutes later, they'll post a recipe.
Well, maybe that's what they want people to make for the wake.
I would rather you say, so in lieu of flowers,
Make this cake.
I would prefer for you to make this chicken dish and drop it off at the house. But to me, that is like so weird because in the post about the person dying, it's so, of course, traumatic and dramatic,
Right.
but you quickly got over that because you decided to share a recipe for something. I have seen so many people do that. Like I saw someone do that and like their grandkid had died.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And 20 minutes later, they were posting a recipe. I'm like, what is that?
I mean, you got to get that engagement.
My thing is, why are you on Facebook?
Yeah. Great question.
I get it, people mourn differently, but I'm like,
I've never mourned with asking for or giving baking tips.
ain't people at your house? Like, aren't you
Aren't you on the
greeting
way
people? Or
somewhere? Yeah, like
yeah, like
aren't you going to a hospital or
aren't you
going
tied up
like
or busy or something like that? Like the last thing that you should be thinking about is sharing a recipe. And then to me, I'm like, what are you sharing the recipe for?
right.
Is this something that you're going to prepare, or this is like, I like this. Hey, I think you guys would like this too.
Was this the person's favorite food? Don't know.
It's just so odd to me. And it happens quite a bit. Like, okay, I think it's also weird that when someone passes away,
Yeah.
like this person, their stepkid died.
Yeah.
Let's say it was on a Wednesday
Okay.
and they announced it on Facebook, right? And I'm like, do you guys need anything? Blah, 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 blah. And then that Saturday, they were like at an office holiday party.
Well, you said stepkid. I mean, sometimes you're just glad to be rid of them.
But the dad, who was the kid's dad, was there with her.
That's wow. I mean, dude, I don't like if something like that happened, would you just like retreat into the house for a month?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it used to be you were obligated to do that.
True.
You were
Yeah.
obligated to wear black for a certain amount of time. You didn't leave the house. You didn't do a lot of things because you were sad.
Maybe they just figured, hey, I don't need a babysitter anymore. I can go out.
It wasn't a child, but it's just like, why are you thinking about that potluck dinner
Maybe that's what the
party?
recipe was for.
I don't know. People do some odd things, and maybe I'm the one who's weird. Maybe that's what you're supposed to do. I just,
No, I'm sorry. If a family member died, like there's no other activities going on for at least, a month.
yeah, I don't know. People just trying to be outside and obviously cook and share
And go out
recipes
and
and yeah,
party.
and party and share recipes. So, if you're a friend of the Libra Lounge with Keisha, which I hope that you are, it is time for the gab.
We know she has a really big mouth, which sounds kind of dirty, and that's probably true too. Let's gossip. The Gab with Keisha.
Well,
Ooh.
they said it was going to happen, and boy, did it happen. So, there's a lot of people that I don't know if you say they are, conspiracy theory people, but they are said to be people who have been around a lot of celebrities and they know things that go on behind the scenes. Case in point, Wendy Williams predicted for a long time and really tried to tell people exactly how P. Diddy was. No one really believed her. And here we are now in 2024, and it has just totally exploded. And during the same time that Wendy has fucking dementia. And I'm like, y'all can't give her a cure real quick just so she can cover P. Diddy and all of this going on?
So what was she saying? Like, what would Wendy Williams?
So he was an
accuse her of?
awful person, that he was a predator. There's
Oh.
this other girl named Jaguar who she always has to scoop about these hip hop artists and things like that. But sometimes when these people are so deep into it, you're like, okay, is this shit true or is this what they think? Because at the time that they're talking about it, there's no proof in the pudding. Then years later, the shit comes out and it's true. So everyone said that there was going to be some major other celebrities who were going to go down with all of these P. Diddy allegations. And everyone kept saying Jay-Z and Beyonce, Jay-Z and Beyonce. But people are like, Beyonce keeps her nose pretty clean about things.
Right.
But now Jay-Z has been pulled into a lawsuit, which coincidentally, it is so funny to me that the attorney who is filing these lawsuits is fucking Tony Busby out of Houston, Texas.
I know, right?
Yeah, so there was
Hometown boy.
Yeah, so don't he have commercials and stuff that we see, like billboards,
does.
see little commercials?
Yeah.
So there was this 13-year-old girl who filed a lawsuit saying that P. Diddy had raped her in 2000.
Well, no, not P. Diddy.
No.
Jay-Z.
No. P. Diddy was first.
Okay.
She accused him first, and she said that there was 2 other celebrities that were there as well. She filed this under a Jane Doe, and P. Diddy's people have been trying to make her do this lawsuit under her real name. Okay, so far that has not happened. So here now, within the last few days, she also said, hey, Jay-Z was also there, and he raped me. And there also was a third celebrity who was there. So apparently
A female celebrity who has not been named.
Okay, so who could that be? So here's the thing. This happened in 2000,
Yep.
and
MTV.
it was after a MTV wrap-up party or something like that.
So it was so reading from NBC News, they said that the girl.
Oh, somebody really want to be a producer today, I see.
You told me to get
You
ready.
even interrupted me when I was saying something to give the facts. Oh, now we really are. Don't
So-
send me an invoice at the end of the month.
Oh, you have other ways to pay.
You.
So she'd been trying to get into the event. It was the MTV Video
13.
Music Awards.
13.
She didn't have a ticket, so she started approaching limousine drivers, according to the suit. One of the drivers said he worked for P. Diddy and told her she fit what Diddy was looking for.
Young girls.
After the driver took her to the after party, she said she was told to sign what she thought was a non-disclosure agreement and then given a drink that made her, quote unquote, woozy. So then she laid down in a room. Combs and Carter, Jay-Z, entered. Carter removed her clothes, according to the suit, and raped her while Combs and the female celebrity, who is not named, watched.
My question is, where the fuck were her mom and dad at?
Well, she called her dad, apparently. So she said she hit, so Puffy tried to force her to do oral sex, but she hit him in the neck and he stopped. And then she grabbed her clothes, ran to a gas station, and called her father.
Okay, that's great and dandy. Where were your parents beforehand? What the fuck are you doing outside of wherever they host
Radio
the
City Music Hall. Yeah.
Why were you there alone in New York City as a 13-year-old girl? You didn't have any friends with you.
Probably
You didn't
snuck
have
out.
you didn't have any cousins. How my kid wasn't able to sneak out at 13.
Well, you were a good parent.
Apparently she didn't, and I'm not justifying any of these allegations. I don't know if they're true or not. I hope that they are not true. But I'm like, there's a such thing as parental supervision, like alarms on the windows, alarms on the doors. Like, why the fuck were you not asleep? Why were you not up? Why were you not in your room waiting for the drop of NSYNC's newest video? Instead, you were at Radio City at nighttime getting a ride from a limousine driver who you do not know.
Yeah.
Like, I would have been scared at 13 to do that.
I mean, these are city kids. I guess.
Yeah, I guess we country kids. We just
We
didn't do
country
that
kids.
kind of shit. Like,
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Like, I know growing up, if I did anything in town, my parents are going to find out about it. Period.
yeah, I
You couldn't
remember
hide.
like one time we went and bought a whole bunch of toilet paper to go wrap a house. A family friend saw us, me and my friends, and called my mom.
Yeah.
Like, is everyone at the house okay? Because Keisha was buying a whole bunch of toilet paper. Just want to make sure you guys didn't have the shits.
She bought 12 packs of toilet paper. Is
Yeah.
everybody okay?
Yes, everyone okay? I'm like, bitch, don't act like you were concerned. You were ratting me out. So I'm just like, like I said, I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm just like, I find it particularly weird that, and maybe that's what New York kids are about. I don't know. Maybe she thought the rats were going to protect her because there's more rats in New York City than there are people. We're going to protect her while she tried to. What was she trying to do?
Meet a celebrity. I mean, why else would you be? She's trying to get into the event.
That is crazy to me.
It is crazy, but people do it all the time.
Really?
Well, I mean, there's always people trying to get in. Like it's the same if you have a bunch of like girls who want to go backstage at a concert. They all go to the roadie and then blow him just to get backstage, maybe.
Yeah, but at least they were in a group. This girl was out there by herself. I'm just like, I don't know. So Jay-Z is now filing a lawsuit against not the girl, but Tony Busby, saying that Tony is trying to blackmail him and other celebrities, extortion, and all these other things, and saying that he did not do any of these things. But he's focusing more on suing the attorney than he is saying that he's innocent.
Well, I mean, they've said they're innocent
Of course.
100,000 times, of course. Carter, through his lawyer, said he filed a suit. Said this is a terrible error in judgment, thinking that all celebrities are the same. I'm not from your world. I'm a young man who made it out of a projects in Brooklyn. We have very strict codes and honor. We protect children. You seem to exploit people for personal gain. That's what his lawyer's saying to Busby.
Yeah, I think I heard P. Diddy, when he was going by Puff Daddy, say similar things. Like, we're about all of protecting our girls and this, and that. But you have to remember, when Jay-Z started dating Beyonce, she was pretty fucking young. And there's quite an age gap between the two of them. So my thing is, you were looking at her when she was underage.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she didn't. Yeah, he didn't just discover her spontaneously.
At 19,
Yeah,
no.
because she was on Star Search when they were young.
Yeah, but I'm saying they started dating when she was like 19.
Yeah.
And he's quite a bit older than her. So just like with Diddy, he likes young girls.
Right. Well, so this is a great part of that little letter. It says, only your network of conspiracy theorists, fake physics, will believe the idiotic claims that you've levied against me, that if not for the seriousness surrounding harm to kids, would be laughable. Fake physics?
What is fake physics? I thought physics was just physics. Like the only way it's fake physics is if you did the equation wrong.
Fake physics is like flat Earth.
Yeah, like who? Like fake physics?
Fake physics.
That's something new.
I don't know what that means.
That must be a Brooklyn thing. Fake physics. They teach that in classes, 7th period. Fake physics. That's just kind of, to me, that's when you're just really running around with words.
You were just trying to say anything at all to just make it sound like you're not part of this, or just to make it seem like it's ridiculous, because they use the word conspiracy theorists,
right?
Like you just want to make it sound so
far-fetched.
Ridiculous. Yeah, this is insanely far-fetched.
No, I mean, these men ran in the same little groups. Okay, yeah. I mean, you even go to like Damon Dash. He was dating Aaliyah when she was young. R. Kelly. These people ran in the same groups, and they all had something in common, and that is liking young girls.
Yep.
When there's so many women who are of age that look really young that you could date instead.
Right.
But the thing is, they like to groom these girls. And I'm not saying that Jay-Z's guilty. I have no idea. I will be watching.
Allegedly.
But I mean, y'all got to remember, you probably don't. I do.
Because I'm white?
Yes. When Solange, Beyonce, and Jay-Z were in that elevator.
I remember that.
At that award, and she spit on him. And she beat the fuck out of Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
So Jay-Z ain't Mr. Innocent.
No.
Because Beyonce just stood there like a fucking mannequin. Like a fucking mannequin and watched that.
She's not getting her nails dirty.
But when they all came out, they looked like nothing had happened. But she whooped Jay-Z's ass. So I don't know. But tonight they were all at Beyonce, Blue Ivy, and Jay-Z were at the premiere of Mufasa because, of course, Beyonce and Blue Ivy.
Oh yeah.
Why are they trying to make Beyonce talking a thing? The bitch cannot fucking talk. Like, we've established this. She talks like someone is in her ear saying all the words for her and she's just repeating them. She just has a voice for singing. Stop trying to make her talk. Stop trying to make her act. Stop trying to make her be a lion. Like, stop. The only thing the bitch needs to do is sing a song for the soundtrack of Mufasa. Now this is nepotism right here that Blue Ivy gets a role in this.
Of course.
Here we go again. Like, there is some kid whose parent has had them in voice acting classes since they were 6 months old, who lost out on this opportunity because this girl's name is Blue Ivy Carter.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, we haven't seen the movie. I don't even think it's out yet, but I guarantee you we're going to be able to tell which one is Blue and which one is Beyonce, because they can't fucking act.
Right.
They talk, like when you act, you're supposed to forget that this person is this person. You're thinking that they're the character. Beyonce lacks the ability to do that.
Right.
And I guess we're going to see with we all saw how Blue Ivy started that whole Renaissance tour, and it wasn't that good with the dancing. Her mama had to go back and talk to her. And I think once, people start saying how it was kind of a lackluster, here's a kid with an opportunity because of who her parents are. I don't know. But Jay-Z was there. He actually showed up. But boy, was he looking like a mad camel. Oh, those lips were pursed. Like, he was I would have just not have shown up personally. But I'm sure Beyonce's like, no, if you don't show up there, you're not guilty. So, way to go for our hometown boy, Tony Busby, though.
Making the news.
Making the news. So someone else who has just been continuously staying in the news, and I have to give an update because we've been following this story for the greater part of this year. So, as I reported last time, Kim and Kroy's Atlanta mansion was up for the third auction on December 3rd, and lo and behold, it was not on the auction block come December the 3rd. At this point, she is going to the mortgage company and giving someone a blowjob underneath the desk every fucking single day. Because how does this possibly? They don't even live in the house anymore.
Yeah, so it looks like from the numbers, they bought the house in 2012 for $800,000. They did a bunch of renovations. Then they had an asking price of $6 million. Mm-hmm. They dropped that down to $3.6 million. But the property's mortgage has been listed at $1.1 million.
So not only are they trying to sell the house, they're trying to make millions off of it because their asses are broke. But here's the thing, wig, you're not Taylor Swift trying to sell a house where someone will say, hey, I'll throw in an extra few $1 million because I get to say I live in Taylor Swift's house. Wig, right. The only way that I'm going to pay anything extra to sell your house is if Nene Leakes herself is living there with me.
That is a great point. Like, how many people want to say, yeah,
I live in Wig's house.
I bought Bierman's house. Yeah.
Here's the thing. Outside of like reality television, no one knows who she is.
Exactly.
Kroy wasn't a celebrated football player, so no one really fucking knows who the fuck he is either.
I mean, this is a house that in our area would be probably a $4, $5, $6 million house in our area. Out there, this is a fucking run-of-the-mill 7-bedroom house. It ain't special.
James, I don't even think it would cost that much where we live.
It may not.
I think it would be cheaper here where we actually live.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, and it sits on 1.7 acres.
So the acreage, okay, it's not even a huge lot or anything like that. No, I mean, I don't get it, but good luck to you. I keep blowing whoever you're blowing at the mortgage company, and Kim, keep doing whatever you got to do. So this big story has been about the CEO of what healthcare?
It was
is it United Healthcare?
Yeah, United Healthcare.
Brian Thompson being murdered, shot to death. Was he in the streets?
Yeah.
Okay, and like there was some weird thing, like the bullets had words on it that were from some book or something like that.
I heard that, but they're not mentioning that as much anymore.
No. So the person who the alleged murderer got captured on video, right? So first when we saw him, his part of his face was covered up, and I was like, okay, all right. So I mean, I can spot a fine man. I can spot a fine man whether his face is all the way covered up because you just see some bone structure, right? Well, they have arrested this said person. He was caught on a McDonald's person turned him in because they recognized him from his photo. Okay. So he has been arrested, not per se for this murder, but being a person of interest in the murder case.
Right. So he has now appeared in court, and he's been. They did an intake on him.
Okay.
And so I think he's been actually charged with the murder now.
Okay. So he is a 26-year-old. His name is Luigi. Is it Mangione? Mangione sounds like someone from the fucking Sopranos.
Sounds like a really good restaurant.
Yeah.
Luigi Mangione.
Oh, I bet it sounds like one of those really good Italian restaurants with like the really good seafood pasta.
Oh yeah,
yeah, with caper sauce and
a place
all
with
that
great,
kind of, yeah.
Diavola or something like that. Yeah,
and like limoncello, like raspberry limoncello. Yum.
Mangiones.
Yeah, so
Go there for your special occasions.
And you'll see this guy's poster on the wall with his mugshot.
Right.
So this guy is a very smart guy.
Ivy League graduate.
Yeah, at the top of his class in high school. I think he was valedictorian. Is it valedictorian? Valedictorian in high school. He went to Ivy League schools. So there's been lots of theories on why he did this. First, it was like, oh, this guy's wife had him do it because, Brian Thompson and his wife have been living separately and he's worth like $1 billion. Someone said that maybe he and Brian were gay lovers, but then most people are thinking, okay, somehow this insurance company has fucked over his family members. So I think they came out today and said something like his grandparents died because his insurance company kept denying something for them.
Yeah, they're talking about a document that they had, like a manifesto that a police official said has seen it.
Okay.
And it's like railing against the healthcare industry. So maybe it's one of those, like you said, maybe something bad happened to him or somebody he loves or whatever, and he just turned it into a little mission, I guess.
Well, all I know is that his face was kissed by Jesus himself. I think all the angel girls got together and said, we're going to create ourselves the perfect human specimen. And it is this little boy who killed this man. He's so goddamn fine. I mean, he could be a fucking model for Gucci. He's got the perfect face. They showed a picture of his fucking abs. It looked like someone said, I will chisel his body to make it perfection. And that is what happened. I don't know if he's guilty of this, but I know the thing he is guilty of is stealing my heart because I feel like I want to raise his bail money because I just feel like he's too pretty to be in prison. That face should not be in a khaki uniform. It should just not be like that. And I know I'm doing pretty privileged right now.
Yeah, you are. That's the reason you should never be on a jury.
No, because I'd be like,
that ugly motherfucker did it.
And I'd be like, he is too pretty to have committed any kind of a crime other than having all these women having sweet dreams at night. That boy is why are all the crazy ones so fucking good looking?
I say that about women too.
So funny. I saw his picture and my ovaries started talking shit. I'm like, girls, we have got to get it together. He possibly killed someone. But my ovaries said, but they haven't proven it. And I said, ovaries, you're right, but it's kind of looking like this guy actually murdered someone in cold blood.
See,
he's so goddamn cute. He just, what?
That's how serial killers get pen pals and get married. That's how half the people on Life After Lockup, like, oh, he's so fine. He couldn't be that bad.
Well, right now, starting during the month of December, I'm going to be putting away money so I can put on his books every fucking month. Like, I want you to keep up your stellar looks. Just prison is not an excuse to go ugly, but I don't even think he could go prison ugly. He's just that good looking.
No, I'm sure he'd keep working out. He'd probably eat right. He'd come out prison fine.
Yeah, so even before they found out, even before he was arrested, you know how the internet is. They found the jacket that the first picture of him was taken in after he allegedly killed this man. Someone actually found the jacket. It is a sharper lined two picket hooded trucker jacket by Levi's, and it sells for $225, and it is selling out right now. Why are we like this?
I hate people so much.
But the
Right
jacket
now.
is kind of cute.
Uh,
I don't know. You
I
see a
mean,
good looking person in something, and you feel like if I have that, even if it has a couple of driplets of blood on it, I would look good too.
I will tell you something. The Nazis were the best dressed army ever,
Yeah.
and no one is trying to buy their stuff off the shelves. They looked
Well, here's the
really.
thing about the
They were
Nazi
sharp.
army. They were also killing children. They were cooking people.
Well,
There's a difference.
I
This is
guess
just
so.
one guy who, from what I'm hearing, has a very tragic story. And I feel like if he just at right on cue at the right time lets a slow tear drop out of his left eye, the case will get thrown out.
Look, man, he better have a fucking sob story. Like he better have lost someone to cancer,
I think so.
who got punched in the face by their doctor. Like they need to have something that like really pulls at the heartstrings, because this is just fucking senseless, heartless, and horrible.
Story. I can just see it in his eye. I can see it in his eye when they captured him right after he killed that guy that he has a sad story.
Ugh.
Or maybe he just has really good eyelashes. Maybe that's what I saw. I don't know. It could have been the good eyelashes. I don't know. I saw something of innocence. I just saw something innocent about him. That's all I'm saying. So I saw the funniest shit on TikTok. There was this lady, you know the show Antique Roadshow?
Oh yeah, I like that show.
Well, this lady took a bracelet that she found and she wanted to, find out what it was worth, but she also wanted to find out exactly what it was. So she's talking to the host and he's like, well, what do you think that this is? Now, the bracelet says, and this is kind of blurry, but it says like William Lum Vicksburg in like cursive writing. And then under it in smaller print, it has Wallace in like just like regular print, right? So the man is like, what do you think that this is? She goes, I think it's a slave bracelet. I think it's a slave bracelet that my people who were the slave holders, they had this slave, and I want to say that they gave this slave, gave him freedom, and gave them this slave bracelet to wear so they can show all the other slaves how great my ancestors, the slave owners, were. And I feel as though my people has something to do with freeing slaves. And this right here is representation of how good my slave owner, slave family was, because I think that the calligraphy is the name of my family, the slave owners who were good slave owners. And at the bottom, where it's just the regular print, I think that's the name of the slave. Where it says Wallace right there, I think that's the name that they gave the slave before they freed him and gave them this nice token of this slave bracelet. And she goes, is that what it is? And it's man goes, no, it's a dog collar. And on that note, we'll be right back. We're back to the Libra Lounge with Keisha. I want to thank you guys for tuning in each week with us. And if you are enjoying our shows, slide on over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review. And I am just now realizing that people listen to the show on Spotify, even though I tell you guys all the time that it's on Spotify. But I don't go on Spotify. So until someone like posted, I guess they're doing their end of the year,
The
top
wraps.
charts.
Yeah,
And people
the
are like,
wrap-ups.
oh, you were my number one. And that just like totally was awesome to me. So I slid on over to Spotify and we have like a 4.9 rating and people have been leaving comments. And I have not been answering them because I had no idea, which is different from iTunes when people leave comments where you cannot respond to them.
Right.
So I'm going to try my best to get on Spotify and respond to, I think there's like 52 comments.
There's a few. Yeah.
So I'm going to try to get to that. But I make no promises because you know how I forget shit. Like I forget important shit. But this shit that we talk about on here, I remember it all. Except for like the fact part. Like I have to have someone fact check me. But like the messy part of it, I totally remember. So it is that time of the year where, we love to give our holiday favorite movies list. Okay. We do it for Halloween and we also do it for Christmas because I am not a very Christmassy person at all, unlike our producer James, who it's his favorite holiday.
Yeah, I love Christmas, and she's kind of a Halloweeny.
Yeah, but I did better this year because I felt like I had like a drastically inappropriate amount of Halloween and Easter decor compared to
You did.
Christmas. So this year I did really good. I put the Christmas tree up before Thanksgiving, and I got a lot of other Christmas decor. We got a big white Santa, we got a big black Santa, we've got all the nutcrackers, we've got the 12-foot tree.
That's pretty.
Yeah, because I'm like, it is not fair just because this isn't my favorite holiday. My husband does love it, and it seems to have brought holiday cheer to everyone in the house. So there you fucking go, guys. You're
There you
welcome.
go, you assholes.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, whatever. I cussed the whole time I was doing the tree. I was like, I hate this
Oh,
shit.
I
This is
love
so
watching her.
stupid.
Oh, she's great when she trims a tree. The entire time, this motherfucker, I can't believe you like Christmas so much. Don't like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like,
The
just the
only
entire
thing
time.
that really got me through decorating this year is that I had like a marathon on of Toddlers and Tiaras. Forgot how fucking hilarious that show was. So that helped to like simmer me down a little bit. But every time there was like a lackluster episode, I was like, this is so fucking stupid. But the tree comes out beautiful
It
every single
does.
year.
It's wonderful.
So, producer James, why don't you tell us what your favorite Christmas movies are?
My favorite Christmas movies
Don't steal
are
from my list. I'm
no, no,
covering up
no,
my
no.
list.
I mean, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is my number one. Period. That's what we watched every single year at home, 4 or 5 times every season. Like that in A Christmas Story. I think we watched a lot.
And white people households.
Miracle on 32nd Street.
Never seen it.
Wonderful Life.
Wait, name the three you just named.
Um, Miracle on 32nd Street.
Never seen it.
Okay.
What was the first one?
Christmas Story.
Never seen. Oh, with that the little boy with the tongue lick?
Yeah, yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
I've seen some of it.
Okay.
Okay.
And yeah, so those are. I mean, and I love the original Grinch, the animated original.
My mom, that's her favorite as well.
That is just, I love it, and I love all the cartoons. Like I love the Charlie Brown Christmas. Yeah, I mean, I'm not one of those people. I don't consider Die Hard a Christmas movie. It just it happened at Christmas, but it's not about Christmas. Yeah, those. But National Lampoons that's the number one for me.
I've never seen it.
It's so funny. It's white people funny.
I was about
but
to
it's
say
funny.
we don't have the same kind of funny. Well, here are my top favorite Christmas movies. We're going to start off with Love Actually, which just makes me feel good inside. If you want me to feel good about Christmas, you want me to say, you know what, you guys, let's make some, I don't know, sugar cookies in gingerbread shapes. Put on Love Actually. And I might get into the movie.
That is a heartwarming movie.
It's a heart, and it's got soft porn in it. It's lots of sex talk. A story of cheating, infidelity. 2 stories of infidelity.
It's got a kid from Game of Thrones.
It's got a kid from Game of Thrones. Someone died of cancer. I
Liam
mean,
Neeson.
it's everything that Christmas is about. Apparently, I don't know. I love it. I fucking love it.
Yep.
So
Liam Neeson, Severus Snape. I mean, it's a
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, and a few other celebrities are
Emma
good
Thompson
actors.
is
Emma
in it.
Thompson is
Yeah.
in there. Yeah, so
The guy who plays Bilbo. Isn't that him? One of the porn
he
actors.
was the porn actor.
Yeah.
He was one of the porn actors.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that would have been like really
He was a
funny.
stand-in, right?
If he,
Like-
he was the stand-in. They were both stand-in porn
right, yeah.
actors. Yes, and then they fell in love because porn just has a way of bringing people together.
Porn is good for everyone.
Especially when it's soft porn. There's
Oh,
something
yeah.
lovely about soft
Oh,
porn.
yeah. That's
yeah.
soft.
It's so soft. It's so soft. Holiday Heart. Because nothing says Christmas like a fucking drag queen.
And Ving Rhames.
And Ving Rhames as a drag queen. If you have not seen Holiday Heart, it is such a good movie. And it's during the Christmas season. Now, of course, you know me, there's a little bit of murder in there. There's drug dealing in there. There's a little bit of prostitution as well. But it really puts me in the holiday spirit. It really does. If you've not seen it, you have to put that on your list for this year.
It's a good one.
My third
I like
favorite, Krampus. Nothing says Christmas like Krampus. Nothing says something about a mythical creature who hates Christmas but dresses up like Santa Claus who kills an entire family. Yeah, I love that. It just puts me in the mood because everything around it is still Christmassy. But I mean, but there's a legend behind Krampus. He's the anti-Santa Claus, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I like the version that was, what is her name? Toni Collette
Oh
is
yeah,
in
Tony
this
Collette,
one.
Adam.
Yes. I
Yeah,
can't
it's
remember his last name.
yeah, but it's
Yes.
it's the kind of dark comedy version.
Of it.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a good one.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Jim Carrey.
Mhm.
I will watch that movie no matter what time of the year it is. Like there's just it's so funny and so many people hate it. They said it's Jim Carrey at his worst, but he's fucking hysterical in that movie. Like he's such an asshole. And I will say this, I like These Who's because These Who's had really good eyelashes. So whoever was the makeup artist for this particularly had a love for very long eyelashes with swoop tails. And I love a good eyelash extension. Um, every Harry Potter movie that had a Christmas tree in it, that's my favorite. And that's really all that I will watch as far as Christmas goes.
So
Yeah.
let me name a couple others that other people would have on their list.
Home Alone
Oh,
also.
Home Alone.
I
Okay,
love Home
okay. I
Alone.
was going to mention.
Yes.
So here's a couple others that like lots of people would put on their list,
Okay.
and you tell me what you think.
Uh-huh.
Elf.
Oh gosh, I do like Elf. But I did not watch Elf for the first time until maybe within the last 4 years. And I was
Okay.
like, I have been missing this all my life. It's a pretty good movie. Now, if is it one I'm like, I gotta watch it because it's Christmas time? No, but I mean, it's a good one.
Okay.
If I'm being forced down and someone's like saying that they're gonna feed me cookies and milk and pie and shit like that, yeah, I'll sit down and watch it.
Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scrooged. Did you ever see that one
I've
with Bill Murray?
never seen it.
Oh, I love Scrooged.
Mm-mm.
Let's see. Polar Express. People mention that one a lot.
It's okay.
Um,
I have a thing about a bunch of kids being left alone by adults to do things that I consider to be dangerous, like, I don't know, a train ride with like a guy who potentially wanted to harm children. And then there was like ice that like cracked and the children almost fell into the ice crack. Like dangerous. Where are the parents at? Why couldn't the parents get a golden ticket as well? Like, I don't know. The kids were in pajamas. They didn't seem to be dressed warm enough for me. Neglect.
yeah. So there's a couple of like Christmas thrillers that I
Okay.
really do like. So remember we watched Violent Night, the one with David Harbour when he was the Santa Claus, like the Viking kind of Santa. Remember that?
I don't.
Oh, you
That
did,
must have been with
man.
your other wife. He gets us confused all the
No,
time.
that was me and Jackson. That's what that was.
Your other wife's kid.
That's not my other wife's kids. So
That is
that's
your other wife's child.
no.
I mean, he's also yours too.
Yeah, well, yes, he is. Yep. Violent Night. There was an old movie called Jack Frost. Remember the?
I did
the
watch that when
snowman?
it was Michael Keaton.
Yeah, he was the
that
voice.
one actually is good.
Yeah,
So there's also another. Is Snow Day a Christmas movie?
I think it is. Perhaps.
Is it?
Maybe.
It's got Colin
Is it Colin Farrell or
Hanks
Colin Firth? Oh,
and
Hanks.
Skylar Fisk, and this is actually how I got the spelling of my daughter Skylar's name. That day, I decided I was going to name her Skylar,
Mhm.
and then we went and saw that movie, and I saw Skylar Fisk, and they spelled her name Schuyler,
Oh.
and I was like, wow, I really like that spelling. I'm gonna do my Skylar's name like that too. And she also happens to be Sissy Spacek's daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it was Snow Day because I think they're out for like Christmas holiday
I think so. Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. Well,
There you go. There you go.
yeah, so those are our Christmas lists. Like, I think mine are better than James's.
Of course.
Mine has a little bit of seasoning in it. That's for damn sure. But when we get back, we're going to give a recap of Thousand Pound Sisters. Welcome back. I can't believe I forgot this movie, but Gremlins,
Yep.
one of the best Christmas movies.
Hmm.
Of course, there's murder.
And monsters,
And
as
who?
Christmas should.
Murder, monsters, like,
Yes, Mo.
and Gizzy. All right, so this was they're kind of slowly picking up on the episodes of Thousand Pound Sisters, but not Very much. So we ended last week with Amanda and Tammy, of course, getting into an argument when they're supposed to be out there working out for their 5K. And of course, Tammy gets fucking upset. I want to go. I want to go home.
What the fuck was up with her face? Like, why was it so red? Tammy's face was
She was out in the sun, I guess.
oh my God, it looked like
Or maybe because she walked half a lap. I don't know. I mean,
this is when like they were sitting.
Yeah, she had just got done walking half a lap.
Oh my God.
So, and then Amanda pissed her off too. So I think it was a combination of things that'll make a person's face red. I don't have that problem, so I don't really know what it takes to get the face red. I think you may have, know more about that.
I got a little bit of that.
Yeah, a little bit of expertise. We don't do that. Like I don't do that. Like I stay the same shade. So
can you blush?
No.
Blade 2.
Blade 2. Okay, so Chris kind of calls Amanda out on her shit and say, this wasn't the time or the place. And then he also called her out for excessive talking. He was like, she always talks. She never stops talking. By the time she makes a point, she could have made the point 30 minutes ago. So what they do is show like all the talking Amanda's doing, and then they do like a pause, how she jumps to something else, something else. And they're all just sitting there like, oh my God, when is she ever...
Those
fucking gonna stop.
They did her so
but
wrong.
She really loves to hear herself talk. Like she cannot make a quick point at all. She just goes on and on and on. It's kind of, it'd be a little bit exhausting. When people talk like that, you lose the purpose. You're like, I forgot why I originally started listening to what you're saying, because here we are an hour later. I'm just exhausted of hearing. Like I'm done hearing for the day. So the family participates in their 5K, and Tammy conveniently oversleeps. So I don't know if she really overslept, if she didn't want to participate in the 5K, or she just didn't want to be around Amanda.
How about all three? It really could be.
I think it's a combination of all three. If I slept late when I was getting ready for a 5K, it's because I was faking being asleep because I didn't want to participate in the 5K.
Well, you wouldn't be in a 5K.
I wouldn't be in a 5K.
You wouldn't even agree.
I'm like, can I be the team that helps you design the T-shirts? And, I'll be out there with a tutu on at the finish line cheering you guys on. I'll have water bottles and popcorn.
How far was that lupus walk that we?
I don't know, but we did a
finished?
lupus walk, and then I did one lap, and I say, I want to go get pancakes. I thought of every excuse under the sun. I'm like, Sushi has to shit. I'm like, we had a baby with him, like the baby's diaper's wet. I'm not the mom, but the baby's diaper's wet. We got to quit. We got to go over here, change the baby's diaper. We don't want her to get diaper rash or anything like that. We don't want to get CPS called on us because we didn't change the baby's doctor. I'm like, oh my God, my blood sugar's low. The lupus is acting up. Anything, get us out of here. Anything. Because to me, I thought it was particularly stupid that there's a lupus walk in the sun, and then one of the things that we're highly allergic to is the fucking sun. I'm like, do you want us to pass out? Do you want us to pass out? I'm like, I'm not willing to pass out. I'd rather pass out from eating these fucking pancakes that I want to eat. So anyways, Amy's dumbass shows up with fucking socks and slides on to do a 5K.
She's just so fucking hateable.
Well, she said I overslept. I had to find what I could. Amy, here's the thing.
How did she get there?
I think Misty picked her up.
And Misty let her out of the house in slides.
I think she only owns one pair of closed-toe shoes, and we saw her buy them this season in their boots. So either way, I think the slides were the better end of the deal as far as participating in a 5K. So Misty and Brittany cheat, of course. It was so funny. They're walking. No, it's Amy and who is Amy? Amy and Amanda are walking, and then people have already gone down the way, and then they're coming back. They're like, "Oh, they're going the wrong way," and Amanda's like, "No, they actually went all the way to the end, and they're coming back. We're just last." So Chris does pretty well, and Misty and Brittany decide to cheat whenever they see Chris coming up. They just turn their asses around and start walking with him, and he still ends up beating them by 25 minutes, getting to the finish line.
And they're still lasty last.
No, it was actually Amy and Amanda, Amanda has that fucking thing, knee braced on from when she fell off the swing set. So, okay. Yeah, good for her that she even showed up. Tammy shows up, sits on her park bench, which that was pretty big of her. It's like, was it big of her to show up with her blanket? Or do you think did she show up to cheer on her family, or did she show up to get the check?
Probably both.
And she knows they would have talked mad shit about her.
It could be all those things.
It could be all those things. But the funniest thing that happened was everyone finished the 5K, and the big the inflatable thing that says finish, they were actually deflating it. Then Missy goes, oh wait, two of my sisters are still back up there, so they have to get people to kind of put it back up so these slow asses can finish the finish line. I was just like, oh my god. So immediately when they're done with the 5K, Amanda's like, can I get a hamburger and a hot dog? Bitch, didn't you lose at the last weigh-in? Weren't you the one who lost the least amount of weight? Like, no, here's your fucking 4 crackers and a bottle of water. Okay, stay safe.
Stay safe.
Yeah, and I tell you, since she has decided to move to Florida, every episode we have heard her say, when I moved to Florida, 500 fucking times. When I moved to Florida, I'm packing my bags, I'm going to, bitch, then go.
How bad is it where they live, where she is that fucking happy about going to Florida?
The only people I've seen happier about moving to Florida are Jewish people who live in New York.
Yeah,
old Jewish people who are going to retire down to where it's sunny. Otherwise, I've never heard someone so excited about moving to Florida. So Chris, Tammy, and Brittany head over to see Amanda off because she's finally leaving. They're packing up the U-Haul, and I don't know what it is about these shows when people are packing up a house. When people come there to help them, there's always a lot of shit still in the house, and it's like the move out day. Yeah. I'm like, what did y'all do? Why didn't y'all have like a campfire the night before where you moved everything out, fed everyone, and then literally all you have to do the next morning is get inside of the vehicle and drive off? But no, they're still moving shit out of the house. So Brittany, who we talked about last week, we always talk about the headband thing that she wears. Last week, I showed a picture of her without the headband, and we understood why she wears a headband other than religious purposes. But this week, she felt the need to wear an embellished headband on top of the headband. So that's like wearing a cap to the front, then putting another cap on, and it's towards the back. That shit startled me. I was like, what? Is that what? Is that? She's wearing a headband. Why did no one in her life tell her there's never a reason to wear 2 headbands?
Never.
This is like the girls that wear a headband, a hair tie, and a clip. Like, you're overdoing it. Like, you're just overdoing it. So they're all driving over to Amanda to help her finish packing up and tell her goodbye. Which she tells her, I'm never moving back to Kentucky. That aged well. Dude. I'm never, even if I don't stay in Florida, I'm never coming back to Kentucky. I don't feel like I'm closing a chapter. I'm closing a book.
Closing a book.
Well, bitch, you reopened that book and you read it backwards because you sure fucking ended up back in Kentucky. Okay, so they're all kind of doing like a prayer, and Tammy's still in the car. She's in the back of the car. She said she's not getting out. Whatever. So someone goes, Tammy, do you want to come over here and help us pray for Amanda having a safe trip? And this bitch, in true 1,000-pound sister fashion, slowly rolls up the car window. Bring, 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 bring. She didn't have the van to do the slow van closing, which she's famous for. Her and Amy, but she did. I on their vehicle, they must have had an option of fast window raise and slow window raise, and she pressed the button for slow window raise.
Slow, dramatic window raise.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's funny because I used to think that Tammy acted like that a lot because she was, she was huge. She was way, way, way overweight.
Yeah, and probably in a lot of pain.
No, that seems to be her.
No, I think this is just part of her personality. I don't care what size she is. She's a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
She just has no, and I do think that there was probably a lot of abuse in their childhood, some neglect. And although she's lost a lot of weight, she's still pretty big. So I'm sure she does still have a lot of pain.
Oh, sure.
You mix that in with bitchiness, and she's not able to eat like she used to. Now you've created a total fucking bitch right now. Okay. And so they're all getting ready for this trip to the UK. So Tammy, Brittany, and Amy all go to see a travel agent where Brittany again decides, you know what would be a cool idea, girls? I'm going to wear another headband on top of my other headband, but this headband's going to be cheetah print to match my cheetah print t-shirt that I have on that says pray. Like, what the fuck? Why couldn't the first headband just be cheetah print? Why'd you have to put another one on top of there, right?
She's really feeling herself this season.
She really is feeling herself a lot this season, and I don't like it.
No, but what's sad is her feeling herself is essentially just wearing more headbands.
And more skirts. And just,
That's sad.
it's really sad. It's pretty, and her face just looks like a potato. There's just nothing to her face. It's just like a fucking potato.
It really
A
does.
person that like has no significant features to their face always looks like a potato to me. I saw this baby on TikTok and I was like, oh my God, the kid literally looks like a peeled potato. Like there's nothing about this kid's face. It's just a fucking potato, like a peeled potato.
Like a
That's
Mr.
it.
Potato Head that you haven't put anything on yet.
No, even that has
the
more
eyes.
characteristic than Britney's face does. Like it is just straight. I went to HEB, bought a potato, said I want the plainest looking potato that they have, and you pick that one up. You put fucking 4 toothpicks in it, and it's fucking Britney. Okay, so they're there. And, you know, they're asking questions to the travel agent. She's like, you know, what are your concerns? What do you guys want to know about? And Tammy's biggest concern, which I thought it was going to be food, but it wasn't. She said, translators. Are we going to be able to understand what their type of English is? Bitch, it's the same. They need a translator for your ass because they're not going to understand the way y'all talk English.
Yeah, y'all have subtitles sometimes and you're speaking English.
Plain English, okay? Yeah. I was just like, you know, there's lots of times that Tammy kind of seems like she's pretty smart. I mean, for
You
their
keep
group of
saying
people.
that.
She graduated at the top of her class.
Yeah, but that's like best of the worst, I think.
Like, that'd be like the
like the gold
valedictorian
medal.
of Santa Fe, Texas.
Well, it's like
High
the gold
school.
medal. That's the gold medal winner of the Special Olympics. That's kind of what that is.
I give the Special Olympics way more credit than I give this.
True.
True. Okay, so Chris and Tammy go back to this new doctor who they're trying to get skin removal from.
Yep.
It was
They definitely need.
But I will say the travel agency, she kind of scared them off. She's like, there's lots of pickpockets. And the first time I went with my friend, she got ran over by a taxi. So you got to remember to look both ways. Well, that's not going to be a problem for Amy because she does that by nature. Like God bless her and say you're going to be able to see whichever direction you want to. Okay. So I think they're good as far as looking both ways as long as they've got Amy's blind ass with them. So
I think it was really nice of her to make them think like there'd be a target for pickpocketing. Because if anybody fucking sees them,
they're not going to get anything.
Not worth the effort.
No, it's not worth the pennies.
Not worth pennies,
it's not worth
exactly.
pennies. So Chris finally gets approved for skin removal surgery.
Yay,
And
Chris.
while I was trying to be so extremely happy for Chris, so happy for my boy, it was his wife who fucking ruined it. I think you should just bring home that hospital gown. And she's like undressing him with her potato eyes. And she's looking at him like he was uncomfortable. He closed the gown a little bit tighter. It was just totally like
He basically rolled the window up of his
slow. It was like, stop looking at me, I think. Yeah, so poor Tammy. I feel so bad for her. She didn't get approved, but what the guy told her was, this is a significant amount of weight. And I, as one person, because when I went to school, I said I wanted to do skin removal surgery on people who were maybe 260 tap out.
I didn't go to vet school.
I didn't go to school where I was going to have to do skin removal on a person who damn near wore 1,000 pounds. He said, this is too much for me. I might need a team of 7. I don't even know 7 other plastic surgeons. So I'm going to have to go back in my office and get one of my assistants to Google search plastic surgeons within this area who take your type of insurance and who will be willing to put up with your stank attitude and see if we could. It may be too much for us because my stomach may not can take it. This is a lot.
There's going to be a whole nother season of just like them trying to find doctors like they're assembling the Avengers.
Avengers assemble to get Tammy's skin.
To take this person off a person.
Because that's basically what they're doing. Because what he said was, we need to try to get in there, and I need a doctor for each section of you. so we can get it done as quickly so that you're not under for like a long period of time because like, I don't know, you might die. You know what I mean? So, you know.
Well, I mean, we already know that she's got some problems with going under. I mean,
she's sensitive to, like, one time she like almost died. So yeah, this is, you know, a very, very sensitive thing going on here. So next week they actually go to the UK. There's no way these motherfuckers are not going to act an ass.
Of course they are.
In the United Kingdom. They're just not going to.
Amy especially.
She doesn't know how to act anywhere. And I think in one of the previews, Amanda is having to already school her like, dude, we're not back home where how you act isn't even cool then on the dirt roads. Now we're actually here where there's an actual fucking castle. There's castles and there's like, I don't know, royalty here. And you're showing your ass again. So there's going to be an explosive fight. I don't know who is going to be in between. We already see a scene where they picked a fucking hotel that didn't have an elevator in it. So Tammy's got to walk up. Oh, that should have been number one. Here's the thing. When I go to the UK, whatever hotel we're staying in, I'm going to make sure there's a fucking, I don't care if I'm down to a size 6. I need there to be a fucking elevator because my lazy ass doesn't want to walk up not even one flight of stairs. I'm on fucking vacation. I didn't come to work out. I'm not training for a 5K. I want to live the lap of luxury. I want an elevator. As a matter of fact, I want the elevator to have a bellboy. I don't even want to press the fucking buttons. I just want to tell someone I'm going up to floor 14 and they do it for me. I want them, instead of me having to make sure that the doors stay open, I want them to hold the doors open. I want them to say, Mrs. Owens, can I escort you to your room? Yes, that's what I want to do. That's what smart people do. I don't want to go and stay inside. I want to go visit the oldest hotel in the UK, but I don't want to fucking stay in it. Because you know what? They probably don't even have like central AC. Like, to me, no, none of that.
Oh, no, Europe doesn't have a lot of that.
Yeah, so no, I'm staying in Hilton. I don't care where we go. Hilton.
The American Hilton.
The American Hilton.
Yes.
Yes. No translators needed. So that's where I'm staying.
We're going to have such a great time.
I think so too. Yeah. So anyway, we want to thank you guys for joining us and we'll talk to you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
It's the Libra Lounge. The Libra Lounge. Ooh.